Lion Nation podcast, brought to you by SHN Sports. Tonight's commentators are Chuck Kracy, Mark Sickles, and Gary Guiterrez. Game time! Game time!
Welcome, Leander fans, to Ed W. Monroe Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Vandegrift High School for the final 13-6A game for your Leander Lions. Also the final game of the season. Lions eliminated from playoff contention a few weeks back. Right now, it is senior night here. They're a little bit behind schedule at Monroe, but as we discussed pregame, both bands are not here to perform at halftime, so I don't know how that's going to affect the halftime. You know, you still have to have an allotted number of minutes to go to the locker room and rest. And I think it's 28 minutes or something like that. So we'll see when we get to that point. Thank you for joining us here. We apologize there's no crowd mic. All we get is static when we plug into the crowd mic, and so it'll at times sound like we're broadcasting this from our living room or something. But you know, we'll do the best we can to bring you the final game of the 2018 Leander Lion football season. We're getting ready here to have the national anthem. There's some kind of ceremony going on at midfield. We mentioned it is senior night here at Monroe. Vandegrift undefeated on the season and 6-0 in district. They have 2 games left. Tonight's tilt with Leander, and then I believe they have one more game. I'm not really sure who they're playing next.
Yeah, I have to check the schedule. But, yeah, they are 6-0, and Cedar Ridge is right behind them at 5-1. And then Hendrickson and Round Rock 4-2, I believe.
And they play tonight, those two teams, so they're battling for third place. Round Rock positioned itself for that 4th playoff spot in 13-6A, despite losing to Cedar Ridge last week in a shootout. It was, I believe it was 74 to 58 or something like that. It was like a 6-man high school score instead of an 11-man score.
Yeah, just talking a little bit about Vandegrift. I mean, we've seen them have a strong team over the past couple of years, but they lose some of those tight games against some other strong teams in the district.
Yeah.
But this year they're taking care of business, and they've been coming out with the W every week, and their defense, from what we hear and from what everyone talks about, is exceptional, and their offense is good enough to put enough points on the board to win the ball games.
Yeah, they're not running up the score on teams like Cedar Ridge or Round Rock have been, and so you know the Lions will face an efficient and effective offense, but it's not as explosive as some of the ones the Lions have faced. And if they can manage to keep the ball as much as possible with their offense and turn those drives into points, you know, anything's possible. You haven't even kicked off yet, so you still have a chance. It's time for the anthem. We'll stand and honor the flag, although you probably won't be able to hear the choir. And I'm not going to do my rendition. Welcome back again. We apologize. We tried to turn the crowd mic up. You might have noticed a little bit of static, and that's all we were getting through our crowd mic. In fact, the microphone in our booth room here also is not picking up the external crowd mic. Stadium could get rowdy here. It is a big crowd for Vandegrift. Leander with a little bit smaller crowd. It always looks significantly smaller when your mega band isn't in the stands taking up half the bleachers. And so and that's because, as we mentioned, both Leander and Vandegrift bands, along with Vista Ridge, I believe, are at the Bands of America in San Antonio competing as we speak. Yeah,
good luck to them.
Definitely.
If we hear anything, we'll pass it along.
We may. We have a source, but it sometimes it gets updates and sometimes it doesn't. You know, when they're in competition, it's hard to even tweet out what's going on because you're constantly working on your program and developing it even to that point. Vandegrift going to kick off the lines, won the toss here, and elected to receive. The coin toss occurred before we were on the air, so you probably missed it. But the Lions looking to try to script something here early and try to put Vandegrift on their heels as early as they can.
Yeah, it looks like they have Terry and LaRue back, two of our top speed guys. And number 39, Tim Barney, is going to be kicking for the Vipers.
So the Lions got pretty good kick returns. Most teams kick away as a result. Barney puts the toe into the football, and it's going to be fielded by LaRue at the 5. He's got it at the 10, across the field at the 15, cuts up at the hashes across the 20 to the 23. He's brought down by a whole slew of Vipers there.
Yeah, number 24, Ryan Arnold, defensive back, led the group that tackled him, brought him down.
Well, despite it being a return, because of the new rule, LaRue could have fair caught that, and the ball would have gone out to the 25. He's only 2 yards shy of that on the return, and you want to give your guys an opportunity to make a play, especially when it's the last game of the season.
Yeah, I'm still not used to that rule. It's still strange seeing him do that out on the field.
Carter under center, 1st and 10, ball on the 23, takes a snap, rolls to his left. Or his right, pitches to LaRue, cuts up at the 25, and spins down near the 30. Looks like he's going to have the 30. Tackle made by number 58.
And Joseph Hauk.
The D lineman graduates this year. Senior, obviously.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll probably have the dance teams will perform at halftime. This will be their highlight, I suppose. 2nd down and 3 for the Lions. Ball at the 30-yard line. Carter takes a snap, fakes the run, drops back, passes intercepted at the 48. Return to the 43. He's at the 40, cuts up and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That's number 1, Drew Nelson, with the interception, and that was a gift from Carter.
Yeah, that was thrown out there, and no one was around him, and he just kind of threw it out in the open space right to number 1, Drew Nelson, who caught it without anyone really close to him.
Not really sure what happened there. There was a receiver behind him that was the intended receiver, but Carter tried to finesse the pass, and it was too short. 1st and 10 for the Vipers, and we have a flag down pre-snap, likely to go against.
There may have been some type of miscommunication on the route. We're not sure, but. Anyway, Vandegrift has a turnover.
Drew Dawson, the quarterback, son of Phil Dawson, the kicker from the University of Texas, and quite an NFL career, takes the snap. We have a flag down again. It's another false start. So they're going to move them back an additional 5 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 20 now. And the interception in line territory is suddenly just barely in line territory now at the 47-yard line. So Dawson looks over to get the signal from his coaching staff. Smallwood, the running back, he drops back. Dawson throws deep down the left sideline, intended for number 11, Ryan Merrifield, and he led him just about 2 yards too much on that pass, and it's going to be 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, A.J. Nelson was defending for the Lions.
Yeah, Merrifield had a step on him. You gotta calculate that speed correctly in your head. Nelson, pretty fleet of foot himself. Got to get those hips turned and upfield as quick as you can. 11:05 left in the first quarter. Dawson, shotgun formation, takes the snap, hands to Smallwood, who's in the line secondary and up over the 40 to the 38, where he's tackled by number 25, Wesley Weingart. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 now. Ball at the Lion 39-yard line.
Big early play for Leander. If they can hold him here, get the ball back. They may go for
probably
for 2 downs,
yeah.
but at least give them a shot.
Dawson in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield, throws down the center of the field. Pass intended for number 13. We have a flag down, and that's Trey Mongalzi, the intended receiver, who's covered by sophomore Ray Egglesey. I thought it was pretty good coverage.
I didn't see a lot of contact. Maybe a hand hitting his hand, but other than that, I didn't see much.
Maybe it was a hold, and we just couldn't see because his back was to us. But that'll be an automatic 1st down if that's the case. And that hurts the Lions' cause there, and it is going to go against Leander.
That's a tough call if they're going to be calling that all night.
And that's a 15-yard variety. Ball be marked at the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vandegrift Vipers. Isaiah Smallwood, the running back, with Drew Dawson, the quarterback. Shotgun formation. Dawson takes the snap, hands off to Smallwood. Straight ahead, he breaks the tackle and carries down inside the 15, tackled by number 51, Diego Costa, and number 52, Michael Wakama. Short of the 1st down, but the Vipers on the line of scrimmage, snaps the ball. Dawson flips it out to Merrifield at the 11. He breaks the tackle, and more than one tackle, and gets into the end zone. The Lions had opportunities to stop him before he scored, but good effort by Merrifield. Give him credit. Yeah. Touchdown Vipers.
A couple spin moves and kept his feet moving, and Leander didn't wrap up, and Vandegrift takes an early lead.
Yeah, you could see it there on the replay. It looked like the Lions had him wrapped up, but Merrifield with an athletic play to keep his balance, and then quickly moves down the sideline for the score. Point after attempt coming up for the Vipers, and it's up and good, and it is a 7-0 lead here with 10:11 remaining in the first period. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Leander Lions Football, SHN Sports. The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout-out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions! Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. The Vipers, having gone up 7-0, preparing to kick off to the Lions here. Lining the kick off is Tim Barney, number 39, senior kicker for the Vipers. Back deep for the Lions, we have number 3, Xavier Terry, and number 34, Addison LaRue. LaRue will be the kick returner, fields it at the 10, runs up over the 20, stutter step at the 20, gets up over the 25 to the 26 before he's wrapped up. Lions will have it there, 1st and 10. Give credit to number 29 for Vandegrift. That's Shea Schaffner, senior defensive back on the special teams tackle. 10:03 remaining here in the first period. You know, this may be the first game I've done of Vandegrift where I can read their jersey numbers fairly easily. They're wearing black on black with white numbers. The Lions, gray jerseys, red pants, red numbers. Carter under center, 1st and 10, takes a snap, hands off to the first man through Dotson, straight ahead to the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down.
Tackled by 21, Jax McCauley.
Yeah, it was just a mass of humanity there in the middle of the field. Tough to tell when the pile includes about 8 or 10 kids. 2nd down and 7. Lions have the ball at their own 29. Carter under center. Double wing formation. Ishmael Sanchez split out to the right. LaRue in motion. Fakes to the dive man. Pitches to the second back coming around, and I didn't get a number on that. That's going to be Loof, number 12, the ball carrier.
And tackled by number 6, Tyler Montgomery, came up on that. It was kind of a delayed pitch. A little bit of pressure off of the end over there for Vandegrift, and Carter had to delay the pitch, and that gave the defense a little bit more time to get out and get the pitch man. Yeah,
they lost a yard, and it was a dangerous pitch. There was a man between Carter and the pitch man, and then Carter kind of pitched it over his head. 3rd down and 8 now for the Lions. Carter under center, straight T formation. There's a flag down pre-snap. That's generally going to be a false start unless there was some kind of encroachment. And it is a false start against the Lions, so they'll back them up 5. And so instead of 3rd and 8, it's going to be 3rd and 13 for the Lions. That'll move the line of scrimmage to the 28-yard line, or 23-yard line, rather. We would take the 28 because that's where we were. 3rd down and now 12, or make it 3rd and 13. Lions in the huddle. They break huddle. Carter under center. Double wing formation. The fullback is Dotson. Carter fakes the handoff, drops back, throws to Sanchez down the right sideline, and Sanchez kind of gave up on the route, didn't think it was going to be deep enough, and he misjudged it. It went over his head as well as the defender.
Yeah, number 2, Reese Watson. They both kind of slowed down. That ball carried a little bit and went about 2 or 3 yards past both of them.
Well, that's the second pass from Carter tonight. The first was a little bit short, so they were probably thinking it's going to be short again, but no, he got a little bit more underneath that one. Deep pass incomplete. It'll be 4th down now. 13 yards to go. The Lions in a punt formation.
Yeah,
we got a timeout.
Quick timeout. We had 2 players over here. Egglesey and Titus Dawkins set up wide right. No one was out covering them. All they had to do was snap it to the up man, who I think it may have been Loof. I'm not sure. And he can just swing the ball out, and they would have had a 1st down.
Yeah, 13 yards is still a lot to convert, even then in that situation. But wise call, wise use of the timeout, I should say, by the Vandegrift coaching staff. We'll stay here with the broadcast. Vandegrift has 1 touchdown on their opening drive.
Yeah, had a mix of running plays and passing plays, and they completed a couple passes to move down, a couple decent runs as well to move down the field. But they picked up the ball on this side of the 50-yard line of Leander, so they had a short field to work with.
Yeah, the Lions haven't really moved the ball. They don't have a 1st down to this point. So the Lions come out of the timeout, 4th down and like I said, 13, and the Lions still come out in the same formation. Vandegrift has another defender out there this time.
Nelson is deep for the Vipers.
Gaiman does his little rugby run to the side and gets the punt off. It's fielded by Nelson at the 43. He's got it at the 45. He's out of bounds in Lion territory at the 47-yard line, and Vandegrift will take over there on drive number 2.
Yeah, it looks like Titus Dawkins, number 6, was able to push him out of bounds. But once again, Vandegrift has a short field to work with, starting at looks like they'll spot about the 47-yard line.
It's basically where they started the last drive. They were a little deeper, but then they had 2 penalties that pushed them back. They actually started right around the 38 on the last drive. After the 2 penalties, they were at the 48, and so here we are. 1st and 10 Vipers. Dawson in a pistol formation with 2 running backs, takes the snap, hands to the tailback, number 5. He's met at the line of scrimmage and wrapped up for no gain.
Good play right there by number 52, Matthew Nakama. Came up, got good penetration, was able to stand him up, and they picked up maybe a yard.
That's Brendan Bennett on the carry, 2nd down for Dawson. He takes the snap, drops back, flips it into the flat to number 9. He picks up a block and cuts inside. Ball's on the ground, knocked out of bounds. It'll be a 1st down Vandegrift because the ball went out of bounds, but the ball will be marked at the 32, number 9. The receiver is Timmy Hanna.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have gotten much yardage except for a great block by number 5, Bennett, who was able to open up that lane over there, give them some running room.
Vipers back up to the line of scrimmage here pretty quickly. Dawson looks over the defense, has Smallwood in the backfield, barks out his cadence, takes a snap, drops back, flips it into the flat to number 12, and he's wrapped up by Kavon Spence. Number 12 is Ryan Back. So he picks up about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. Ball at the Lion 25. Dawson takes the snap, hands to Smallwood straight ahead. He dances his way towards about the 1st down yardage. Looks like he's picked up enough at the 21.
Yeah, quick offense right here for Vandegrift. They're getting up quick to the line.
1st and 10, Vandegrift. Dawson looks over this defense, takes a snap, hands to the running back. That's number 5. And he's met in the backfield. That's number 3, Xavier Terry on the stop, the running back, Brendan Bennett. And that's a loss of 2 on the play for the Lion defense. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 now, 7-11 left in the first period. It's 7-0.
Yeah, great job also by Nelson coming up and turning him in. So good job all around by the Leander defense on the right side of the defense.
Dawson and Smallwood in the backfield, shotgun formation. Dawson takes the snap. It's 2nd and 12. He drops back, flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, looking downfield, flips it into the end zone, complete to number 13, Trey Mongazi. He got away from his defender right along the goal line on the right side of the field, visitor side, if you will, and pass from Dawson is right on target, and the Vipers have a 2nd touchdown. And it is in the air.
Yeah, he started scrambling out to his right and had a lot of time, and that'll open up the receivers. He just kept coming across the goal line and eventually got open, and he found him there for the touchdown.
Point after attempt is up. It was a low kick, but it is good. 6:46 remaining here in the first period. Vipers lead 14-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to SHN Sports. I'm Chuck Kracy. Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District. Welcome back to Monroe, where the Vipers are getting ready to kick off after scoring their 2nd touchdown of the evening. Kicking off will be Tim Barney, number 39, back deep for the Lions. We have Xavier Terry and Addison LaRue. LaRue will return his 3rd kick of the evening, and he fields it at the 12, is up over the 20, near the 25 before he's tackled. And so the Lions will have it right at the 25-yard line. So he could have had that same result with that fair catch because of the new rule. But you want to give him an opportunity to try to break one.
Yeah, definitely. If he's going to be around the same yardage. I mean, last game of the season, let's see what he can do. Terry had a nice return last week, and we'll see if we can break one open today. We need to get some good field position and starting on the 25 against his defense.
Well, and getting first downs and flipping the field would help. Carter under center takes the snap, hands the first man through. Xavier Dotson picks up about 4 yards. They're going to mark him at the 29-yard line. You mentioned field position. Vipers have 2 drives, and they've started both of them in Lion territory. The Lions have started all 3 of their drives deep in their own territory. So you have to convert first downs to at least flip the field offensively. So we have a 2nd down and 5 yards to go. The ball at the 30. Carter takes a snap, rolls to his right. Following his blockers is tackled in the backfield by number 44.
Yeah, that is Trevor Harrison, defensive lineman.
So he chased him from the backside. Good pursuit there by the Viper D-line. And so we have a third down now, the ball at the 28-yard line of the Lions.
Yeah, they need to get something going here. Need a first down. Got to keep the ball away from the Vipers' offense.
3rd and 6, Carter under center. Ball at the 29. Takes the snap, rolls to his left, pitches to LaRue on the short side of the field. The Viper defense is there, and there's no gain on that play, even maybe a loss of 1. It's going to bring up 4th down, and the Lions look like they're not going to get another first down here on their 3rd possession of the evening as they bring out the punting unit unless they have some kind of fake punt dialed up. We're not going to see a first down this series.
Yeah, looking at 4th and probably about 6 from about the 30-yard line. Hopefully Gaiman can get one off and have it roll down the field, see if they can get a long drive here, or at least pin him back deep in Viper territory.
Gaiman takes the snap. He gets his foot into it. It's a beautiful
nice
punt.
Kick.
Fielded by Nelson right around the 23. He's at the 25, up over the 30. We have a flag down. It's likely going to be a block in the back. Good tackle there by number 5 of the Lions.
Yeah, that was an outstanding kick by Eli Gaiman. He got under it and ball turned over, and the receiver had to go back and turn around and run back and catch it about 20-25-yard line. And by that time, had a lot of defenders down there to help cover the punt. And the penalty will push him back a little bit further.
It looked like that was Dawkins, and it was a hold, not a block in the back. Dawkins on the tackle there. I was giving credit to Carter. I don't think they'll have him on special teams, but you never know. It's the last game of the year. You got to pull out all stops, especially down 2 scores here. 4:36 remaining. Viper ball. First time they've started in their own territory and fairly deep at the 25. Smallwood breaks out across the 30 to the 35 for a first down.
Tackled by Dimitri Drayton, number 7.
Good blocking there on the left side of the Viper line. Dawson looks over the defense, takes the snap, hands to Smallwood. He carries it off of right tackle for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, Connor Kracy, number 90. Held on to him, but he had enough to drag him along for a first down, but a good play there by Kracy.
Smallwood, not a small guy, running 235. 1st and 10, Dawson takes a snap, fakes a Smallwood, goes deep pass down the right hash. Caught! What an incredible catch. Number 13, Trey Mongalzi, and that's a big play there for their senior receiver.
Yeah, that was an outstanding catch. Got behind 2 Lions back there, but he had to stretch out his arms and was able to bring the ball in.
Yeah, it was decent coverage, too. 1st and 10 for the Vipers. Dawson takes a snap, hands to Smallwood. He gets through the initial line of scrimmage and carries inside the 15 to the 13, where it'll be 2nd down. He was tackled by number 17 of Leander, Ishmael Sanchez.
And also 44, Evan Smith.
The Vipers going quickly as that play. Dawson gets a snap and tries to flip a slant to the wide out. Good coverage out there by number, who is that?
That's
Nelson?
number 2, Nelson.
Yeah, A.J. Nelson. And so it's now 3rd down and 6. The ball is marked at the Viper 14-yard line. The Lion 14-yard line. As much as the Vipers have been on our side of the field, we might as well call it the Viper side of the field. Dawson looks over the defense. Smallwood in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Dawson takes the snap, drops straight back, flips it into the flat, complete to number 13, Mongalzi, and he's lit up right away by Xavier Terry for no gain. Well,
outstanding tackle by
Terry.
Terry.
Short gain, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1, and we'll see what the Vipers do here. They're certainly in field goal range, but they leave their offense out there. Dawson under center. They look like they're going to try to draw the lines off. Then Dawson splits out. Number 15 in a Smallwood in a Wildcat, and he goes to the right side, and he's going to score.
Yeah, they were loaded up on the right side. They did the Wildcat, split Dawson out to the right, and you can kind of see where they were heading with the two blockers out there on the right side, and he was able to follow them in and get in for the score.
And that is their first touchdown on the ground tonight. And credit that to number 15, Smallwood. Point after attempt by Barney is good. It is 21-0 with 3:03 remaining here in the first period. We'll take a break. You're listening to Leander Lion Football on SHN Sports.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Monroe. Vipers lead the Lions here 21-0, lining up to kick off for Vandegrift. Tim Barney, the senior kicker. 3:03 remains here in the first period. Back deep to receive the kick for Leander, Addison LaRue, and Xavier Terry. Looks like they flip spots to see if they can get Xavier Terry an opportunity on a return here. We'll see if Barney notices before he kicks. And he does. Kicks it to LaRue on the left side of the field. That would be LaRue's right side. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. And so the Lions will have it once again on their own 25-yard line. This is their fourth possession.
Let's get a couple local scores here. We have Hendrickson against Round Rock, and that's tied 7-7 in the first quarter. Cedar Ridge 14, McNeil 7. And then we have our game, and we also have, as of yesterday, Stony Point was able to put Westwood away 31-17. We'll get some more scores as we go tonight.
First and 10 for Leander. Carter under center. T formation. He flips it out to Sanchez, the wide out, on a quick wide receiver screen. Sanchez wrapped up immediately by number 2. That is Reese Watson. So it'll be second and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. 2:42 and counting here in the first period. Lions in the huddle because you're not going to get a lot of first downs. You got to at least burn some clock.
Yeah.
of that play clock. So second and 10, Carter under center, T formation, 2 wide receivers. Carter takes the snap. He's moving to his left, pitches to the pitch man, which is Loof, and he's tackled in the backfield. Looks like that's number 9. Timmy Harris.
Timmy Hanna. Outstanding play by Hanna, just watching it from up here in the press box. What we had was Carter coming in, dipping in, and pitching out to Loof, and he just read it and went out there and one-on-one tackle and brought him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, I can guarantee you Vandegrift's been working on how to attack the option all season long. A little bit here, a little bit there, preparing for this last game of the year. 1:48 left here in the first period. Carter under center, 3rd and 12. Ball at the 22. LaRue in motion. Carter, there's a flag down before the snap, and it's going to be a false start. And I don't know who that was against.
May have been in the backfield. Some of them were leaning a little forward right before the snap.
So the Lions are going to have a 3rd and 17 now instead of 3rd and 12. Ball will be moved, or the line of scrimmage will be moved all the way to the 18-yard line of Leander, and so they're going backwards on this possession. Lions need to convert a few first downs here, give the defense a little bit of rest, try to flip the field as best they can. They're giving Vandegrift too many short fields here tonight. So 3rd and very long. Carter under center. LaRue in motion. Carter takes a snap, drops straight back, looks to throw, intended for Loof, a little bit too tall. No, that was Sanchez, the intended receiver, a little bit too tall, which is saying something because Sanchez is a tall guy, about 6'3".
Yeah, if that would have been completed, he would have had a shot to get to the first down. He was running an out pattern, a deep out. The ball was a little bit out in front of him and high. If it would have been on target, if he would have caught it, he would have had about maybe 5 yards to run for the first down. Would have had a shot. That's
one of those one of those bugaboos about running a mainly rush offense. You lose time in reps and throws. No matter how much you spend in practice, you still got to get that timing down in game action. Game into punt here for the Lions, and this one gets caught up in the air, and it's going to go out of bounds right around the 46-yard, make it the 44-yard line of Leander. And that's where Vandegrift will start their fourth drive there in the Leander side of the field. The third drive on the Leander side of the field, but just a quick summary. They started about the 38 of Leander with their first drive, and despite a couple of penalties, that drive resulted in a touchdown. Next drive they started on the line, 47, touchdown was the result. Next drive they started their own 25, end up with a touchdown, and here we are, their fourth possession. We have a wildcat formation here. Smallwood hands to Mongalzi, who hands to Dawson, who throws it deep downfield, and open there was number 11, pass too far, and that's Merrifield.
Yeah, he was wide open by about 10 yards. He got behind everybody.
They were setting that up earlier when they sent Dawson out into the wide receiver position, and they did it again, but they brought him back this time and gave him a chance to throw out of that formation. So he gets back in more of a traditional formation here. It's a pistol with Smallwood, and he backs it up a little bit, kind of a mini shotgun. Merrifield in the backfield as well. Pass from Dawson flipped out complete to number 2.
That's Reese Watson, tackled by also number 2, A.J. Nelson.
And it's real close, about a yard short of the first down, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Vipers quickly snap the ball, hand to Smallwood straight ahead. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but leaned forward for about a yard and a half. Credit the tackle to A.J. Nelson, or Xavier Terry, rather, number 3. So it's 1st and 10 from the Lion 31-yard line. Dawson looks over the defense. Smallwood in the backfield with him. Pistol formation. Dawson drops back. There's a flag pre-snap, which is going to be a false start. Both teams having a little bit of difficulty with that offensive pre-snap penalty, otherwise known as a false start.
Yeah, we've seen a lot. Surprising last game of the season. We've seen quite a few of those tonight. You'd think they'd iron those out the first couple weeks of the season.
Well, you got to figure Vandegrift is probably working on a few wrinkles for playoff time here in this game against the Lions. They want to make sure that they get a W out of it, obviously, but you would assume that they're working on some wrinkles that they plan to be using going forward, setting some things up. Shotgun formation for Dawson, 2 backs in the backfield. Fakes to the running back and runs straight ahead, and he gets inside the 30 to the 29. It's going to bring up 2nd down. It's a gain of about 7.
Tackled by number 7, Dimitri Drayton, and number 44, Evan Smith.
That's good. Yeah, the end of the quarter. We'll take a quick break. So you're listening to Leander Lion Football on SHN Sports. I'm Chuck Kracy with Mark Sickles on production, Rich Hensley, and then Mickey Schmeiser on camera.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout-out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Ed W. Monroe Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Vandegrift High School. Vipers lead the Lions 21-0 going into the second quarter. We don't have any time on the clock, so they don't. There we go. We're getting ready to get going here. It's a shotgun formation for the Vipers. Dawson, the quarterback, looks over the defense, barks out his cadence, takes the snap, drops straight back. Flips it to the right deep side of the field, and it's complete. Tackled immediately by Xavier Terry is number 13 of the Vipers, and that's Trey Mongalzi, who's made a couple of really, really good catches. Mongalzi graduates in 2020, which means he's a junior. So they'll have him next season when the Lions take on the Vipers. So we'll be able to see him again. And we have a timeout on the field. I didn't see who called it. Vipers. And so 11:50 remaining. We'll go on ahead and stay here. Should probably be one of those 30-second variety timeouts because it looks like they just wanted to have a quick discussion. But they did bring out quite a crew from the sideline. I guess that's every offensive player on the Viper squad plus every trainer. The Lions, a markedly smaller-looking team in terms of numbers. We noticed pregame was the Vipers went through their senior night ceremony that they had almost as many seniors as the Lions have varsity players, which, that makes it tough.
It does. It makes it tough because you're out there most of the game and you get worn down and – if you're on offense or defense and one side has a different, amount of time that they're on the field, it obviously takes its toll.
So we'll come out of the timeout, 1st and 10, ball at the 13-yard line of Leander. Dawson looks over the defense. The Lions shift there, and we've got a man in motion. There's the snap. They hand off to the running back, number 5, and he's flushed to the right and tackled for really no gain on that play. And number 5 is Bennett, Brendan Bennett. And so they're going to give him a yard and a half there. We'll make it 2nd down and 9. Ball will be at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Dixon was on part of the tackle there, did a good job coming up. But Leander did a good job on the left side, kind of stringing it out and putting the pressure and bringing about 3 or 4 guys up to contain the running back.
2nd and 9, empty backfield. Well, it's Wildcat. Smallwood takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and runs to the right and picks up about 9 yards and a score. And so the Vipers in their 4th drive this evening, same result, touchdown. That'll be the 2nd touchdown run for Isaiah Smallwood this evening. And that Wildcat formation is working pretty well for the Vipers. Point after attempt coming up here with 11-12 remaining in the first half. There's the snap, the hold, and the kick is up. And it's good. And it will be a 28-0 score here with 11-12 remaining. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to SHN Sports, Leander Line Football. We'll be right back.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
Welcome back to Monroe Stadium here at Vandegrift High School. It's 28-0. Vipers getting ready to kick off to the Lions. That's Tim Barney lining up the kick back deep to receive. Xavier Terry and Addison LaRue. They switched spots late And Terry's going to get an opportunity, fields it at the 7. He's at the 10, 15, cutting across the field at the 20. He's at the 25, and he's drug out of bounds around the 29-yard line by number 2, Reese Watson. And so the Lions, decent return there from Terry, have their best field position, and it's sad to say that's the 28-yard line, their own 28-yard line. So the Lions, they need to try to get some first downs here and push the ball down the field, give their defense some rest, try to get some points here in the second quarter going into halftime, down 4 scores. Carter under center, 1st and 10, ball at the 28. LaRue in motion. Carter takes the snap, and they hand off straight ahead to Dotson. He picks up about 5 yards to the 33-yard line. He was tackled by number 52. That's Jordan Cochran. And so it'll be 2nd down and about, they're going to say he got 4 on that one, so 2nd and 6. Ball at the 33-yard line of Leander. Lions in a huddle. Carter breaks a huddle. He's under center. Double wing formation, 1 receiver to the right of the formation. Carter sends LaRue in motion. They fake to Dotson and pitch to the other back, coming back the other way, and that is Loof, who gets tackled for a loss at the 29-yard line by number 21 of the Vipers, Jax McCauley.
Yeah, just watching the Vipers here, they're really stringing it out. They're doing a good job controlling that pitch man. They're not letting anyone get outside. They usually have 1 or 2 guys out there, and they're fighting through the receiver who's trying to open up a seam, but they're doing a really good job coming up strong, which should open up the deep middle if they're attacking that strong from the safeties and linebackers.
3rd down and 8 for Carter. He takes the snap, drops back, and then goes forward to run. Then looks like he's going to pass, and then the Viper defense just swarms him under, led by number 99, and that is Sage Farmer, a senior defensive lineman. And so the Lions have 5 possessions so far tonight. Started the game with an interception, and then it's been 4 punts ever since. And so the Lion offense yet to get on track here against the Vipers. And we mentioned that the Vipers have a pretty good defense, but they're not that good.
No.
The Lions need to step it up a little bit. Gaiman ready to punt. Back deep to receive, we have number 1, Drew Nelson, for the Vipers. There's a shift. Kracy moves over to the end. There's the snap. Gaiman gets the punt off. And it's a decent punt, fielded by Nelson at his own 32. He's up at the 35, and he's wrapped up there right around the 39.
Yeah, it was number 32 for the Lions.
Kevon Spence.
Yep.
Looked like number 92, Major Maiden, was in the area as well. Lions have a lot of sophomore players, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and they've suffered as a result. But those kids will benefit in the coming years from their experiences this season at varsity football at such a young age against some of these D1 athletes every school has that we play. We got double receivers here to the right of the formation for Dawson, 1st and 10. He takes the snap, fakes to Smallwood, flips it to the other side of the field, complete to number 11, and that is Merrifield. And he picks up about 7 yards. They're going to mark him at the 47 of Vandegrift.
Tackled by Nelson and Drayton. Once again, getting up quickly up on the ball.
They hand off to
Smallwood
straight ahead. He's tackled by Costa and Smith.
Looks like they're going to give him enough for a first down. They're now in Lion territory.
Yeah, they're working pretty quickly. They are an efficient offense. Dawson, a pretty good quarterback. He has a younger brother on the team, plays tight end. He's a freshman. We'll probably see him a little later in the game. 1st and 10, Dawson takes the snap, fakes a handoff to Smallwood, steps up in the pocket and takes off, and slid down rather than to take the shot that was waiting on him from number 58, Dyron Dixon. And so the ball's going to be marked at the Lion 44, 2nd down and 5. And the Vipers working quickly. Pistol formation. Smallwood, the running back, with Dawson. Dawson barks out his cadence, takes a snap, Hands to Smallwood straight ahead. Smallwood runs into Dixon, who puts a lick on him, but Smallwood, a little older, a little more experienced, falling forward for the first down at the 38. Viper offense looks over to the sideline to get the signal. Dawson, the quarterback, has Smallwood and along with number 17, Bo Dawson in the backfield. And that's the younger brother of Drew Dawson. And Dawson forced a scramble out, and he flips it out of bounds as he's taking a hit from Spence.
Yeah, Spence got in a good lick right there on Dawson.
Viper
he let go of the ball.
Viper coach is not pleased that the referees didn't even flinch because it was a legal play. He was running out of bounds. You know, he could have thrown it downfield if you don't go make that tackle, so you have to. You don't want to let them burn you because you didn't want to hurt the quarterback.
No, that was good closing speed by Spence to come up on Dawson, who's if you let up, then he's going to turn it upfield with his speed. He's going to pick up some serious yardage.
Dawson takes the snap, hands to Smallwood, straight ahead, and he's wrapped up there, right around the nose. It looks like Diego Costa was there along with Evan Smith. It's going to be a yard gain, third down, about 9 yards to go. Ball marked at 36. Dawson looks over the defense. They're quickly up, ready to snap it to Smallwood. He runs straight ahead, and he's tackled by Spence right around the 33-yard line, so it's shy of the yardage needed for the first down. It'll be 4th and about 3, but Vipers leave their offense on the field. It's kind of a lengthy field goal from there. You're looking at about a 52-yarder. I mean, you got Phil Dawson's kid on the team, 2 of them, but they don't appear to be kickers.
No.
I'm not saying they couldn't kick. I'm just saying they're a quarterback and a tight end.
Well, big play here for Leander. Need to hold him here on 4th down, 4th and about 5.
About 4.5. Dawson takes the snap, fakes the Smallwood, flips it out into the flat. It's complete to number 13 for the first down. That's Mongalzi, and that's the go-to receiver that they've used all evening.
Yeah, Vipers pull out the pick play and get him open on the short out route.
A little rub route that is illegal, that never gets called. It's tough to decipher that when you're on the field. 1st and 10 for the Vipers at the 23. Dawson takes the snap, drops straight back, flushed out to the left, turns his shoulders to throw, and it's a touchdown pass to Mongalzi. You can't give the Vipers that much time. The Viper receivers are going to find an open spot when you give the quarterback that much time. I mean, Dawson using his feet to get open into open area and then flip it to Mongalzi for the score.
Yeah, receivers are doing a good job for the Vipers. They just keep running because they know that Dawson will be looking downfield, so they try and find that open spot, and he's hit a couple of those tonight.
Fake on the extra point,
wow.
And they
Are you
get
kidding
2.
Me? Really?
And it goes to Bo Dawson. As we mentioned, the freshman tight end, younger brother of Drew Dawson. 5:44 left here in the first period. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Lion Football. We'll be right back.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. 5:44 remains here in the half. Vipers up big. Kicking off for Vandegrift is Tim Barney, number 19, back deep to receive for the Lions. Xavier Terry and Addison LaRue. And they were playing a little game of switcheroo there to try to get the kick to Terry. And we have a fair catch signaled by LaRue.
Yeah, first one of the night. Let's get some other scores while we're here. Hutto is up on Maynard 21-14 in the second quarter. Cedar Park is leading Pflugerville 20-0 in the second quarter. Round Rock Dragons are ahead of Hendrickson, the Hawks, 14-10. And Georgetown is leading Rouse 20-7. We also have Cedar Ridge 24, McNeil 7, and Troy is up on Lago Vista 14-0.
5:42 remaining here in the half. Carter under center. He takes the snap, hands to the first man through. Xavier Dotson, who carries for a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. They're going to mark him at the 31. Second down and 4 now for Leander as they huddle.
A couple other scores. Liberty Hill is up 14-6 over Taylor. Dripping Springs up 23-0 over Reagan, and Lake Travis is tied 7-7 with Hayes in the first quarter.
Second and 4, the Lions offsides there with a quick false start, because second and 4, you'd rather have second and 11, right, or second and 9. And again, the Lions, along with the Vipers, having a little bit of trouble on the pre-snap foul, trying to get off the ball, get the advantage. And it cost the Lions there on that play. So it's going to be second and 9 instead of second and 4. The ball is now resting on the 26-yard line of Leander. Carter breaks the huddle. Standard double wing formation. Carter under center. Looks over the defense. Snap. Fakes to Dotson and runs up behind him. He's tackled by number 21, McCauley, after a gain of about 3, maybe 4. The ball's back at the 30-yard line here, so it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Lions as they huddle, and Carter walks over to the sideline to get a signal from the coaching staff. He trots back into the huddle. The Lions not in a big hurry here. They're going to try to burn a little bit of clock going into the half. You'd like to get points going into the half. Carter under center. Looks over the defense, barks out the cadence, takes the snap, fakes to Dotson, goes behind him, and there's just nothing there. He picks up maybe 1.5 yards. And so it's going to be 4th down for the Lions. And what you'll likely see is that play clock get run down the full 30 seconds, and then the Lions either go for it or call a timeout. And it looks like they're going to huddle at the very least and maybe try to draw the Vipers off sides here with a hard count. I don't really see them going for it here, but maybe. Carter under center, 4th and 4 on their own side of the field. LaRue in motion, and they're trying to get him to draw the defense off sides, and they call LaRue for a false start. I guess he was a little bit over dramatic with his movement on the motion when he planted his foot to come back, and they called him for a false start. The Lions will send out their punting unit, Eli Gaiman, to kick here. Back deep for the Vipers will be Drew Nelson. I wanted to say Pearson, but it's Nelson. Drew Pearson was a great receiver for the Cowboys. So Gaiman lines up to kick. Costa the snapper, good snap. Gaiman gets a nice one.
Another good punt.
High, fielded by Nelson at the 29. He moves to his left, stops, and then continues to run to his left. Egglesey able to get him out of bounds. There's a flag behind the play right around the 34-yard line. It'll be interesting to see what that call is. Typically, it's a block in the back. And we'll see here as the Vipers get ready to start drive number 6. All of their drives have resulted in touchdowns. The Lions have got to come up with some type of answer to this Viper offense because, going into the game tonight, we talked about and it is a block in the back. We talked about the strength of the Vipers being their defense. And while their defense is playing fantastically tonight, their offense looks pretty darn good as well.
Yeah, they're hitting on all cylinders, both sides of the ball. Defense is doing an outstanding job of staying home. playing your position, not overrunning the ball. And offense, they're able to run the ball and throw the ball. They're basically no faults right now for the Vipers.
Dawson takes a snap, rolls to his right. On 1st and 10, flips it complete to number 13, Merrifield. Or is that's Mongauzi. And we have a flag with a little bit of extracurriculars out of bounds, likely going to go against the Lions. You can't do that to yourself here. You just really can't afford to give the Vipers any opportunities at all because they're taking advantage of everything.
Yeah, defense is just a little frustrated right now, and that's what that play was all about right there.
Well, it's evident based on what we're seeing here tonight. The Vipers are certainly deserving of that undefeated record that they have, and they beat maybe what I thought was the team to beat, Cedar Ridge, in overtime. So that would have been a whale of a ball game. That's the difference really, because Cedar Ridge only has that one loss. They've run through the rest of the district. We have a timeout here with 2:46. We'll take it with them. You're listening to Leander Lions Football. We'll be right back.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout-out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Monroe Stadium here. The Vipers up big on the Lions. They have the ball 1st and 10 in Leander territory at the 44-yard line. 2:46 remains here in the half. We're guessing, but we think halftime is going to pretty much be senior presentation for Vipers, and you might get to see a dance team or two. You won't be able to hear it, though, because we don't have a crowd mic here in the booth tonight. Dawson's still in at quarterback. Looks over to the sideline, barks out the cadence, takes the snap, and we have a flag down. The nose comes out clapping. And it is going to be a false start. Likely would have been against the center. Otherwise, why is the nose clapping? He must have had a little hitch in his snap, and that'll get you every time. He even got the Dallas Cowboys on a punt recently and a loss to the Redskins. I'm not bitter, though. 2:43 left here in the half. Dawson in a shotgun formation. He has two running backs. Takes a snap, hands off to number 5, going right to left, and he's got it at the 40. He's real near the first down. He's going to have the first down or real close.
That was Brendan Bennett on the run off the left side.
Nice vision by Bennett. Good quickness to get outside. He's going to be about a yard shy of the yardage needed for a first down, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. Vipers on the line of scrimmage quickly. Dawson takes a snap, fakes to the running back, flips it to the receiver, number 11, in the flat, and that is Merrifield, Ryan Merrifield.
Yeah, Drayton and Costa on the tackle, and once again they're getting right up on the ball.
Yeah, they're a tempo offense, and it's really got the line defense tired. Handoff straight ahead to the running back, number 28. That's Arnold. Wait, no, that's not Arnold. It's Bowen Lewis, sophomore. Actually know him. He's got a twin brother as well. So Kavon Spence on that tackle. 2nd and 6 for the Vipers. Dawson takes the snap and flips it out complete to number 5 in the flat. He's tackled by Spence after a short gain. And that's Tyler. Nope, that's Brendan Bennett. There's another Mongauzi on the team. I just noticed Tyler Mongauzi. So it's 3rd down and 2 for the Vipers. The ball at the line, 20-yard line. Big play here for Leander. Dawson sends the back in motion, takes a snap, and it's knocked loose.
Yeah, great job by Spence coming up and deflecting that ball.
I don't think he saw it.
I don't think he did either, but it hit his left arm when he was trying to get through the blocker to go out and make the tackle, and the ball hit him right on his left elbow.
I think had he saw it, that could be pick six time because he was going the other way with it. That would have been a big break for the Lions, but with 1:16, it's going to be 4th and 2, and the Vipers are in a wildcat formation with Smallwood. He barks out the cadence, takes the snap, goes straight to the right, and has a hole, and he has the first down over the 15 to about the 13. They're going to mark him right around the 14.
Yeah, it's tough to defend. They have a tight end and 2 lead blockers, and then him coming up behind them on the right side. They've been doing that same play all tonight.
Yeah, he only weighs about 235 and runs about a 4.8. So 1 minute and counting here in the half. Dawson takes the snap and hands to Bowen Lewis straight ahead, and he takes it in for a score. And the Vipers continue to pile on the Leander Lions tonight. That is the 4th touchdown run on the ground. Vipers have 3 by the air. Point after attempt coming up here.
And it's good.
Yeah, it's good. We'll take a break here. You're listening to SHN Sports. I'm Chuck Kracy with Mark Sickles, Mickey Schmeiser, and Rich Hensley. We'll be back.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen, rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
Welcome back to Monroe. The Vipers getting ready to kick off to the Lions. Tim Barney. These have generally been the most exciting line plays of the evening. The chance at a kick return back deep to receive for Leander, LaRue, and Terry, and they're both together in the middle of the field waiting for the kicker to start his motion. He gets a kick. It's going to be fielded by LaRue at the 7. He goes from his left to right. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He cuts up, 25, about the 28-yard line. They're going to give him the 29 where the Lions will have it for their 7th drive this evening. The Lions have yet to convert a first down here on offense. Defense struggling as well.
Yeah, the Viper D has just been smothering. Any play that they call, seems like they know what the play is going to be, and they're just coming up hard.
And we both mentioned it, and they look like they deserve to be undefeated. This is a quality opponent the Lions are facing. Carter takes a snap, hands the first man through Dotson. He gets up over the 30 to about the 32, so give him a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7, and we're at 35 seconds in the half. Lions in no hurry here.
No, I think they're going to try and let this clock run out. You don't want to.
There's like 1 second difference, and it's not even a full second. I don't even think the referees would penalize the Lions if they let it run down. But double wing formation. Carter takes the snap, and they hand the first man through Dotson. And he picks up about 7 yards before he's tackled. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah,
but
it'll been 3rd and 1, a great opportunity for a first down, but now the half is over.
Yep, and we'll take the half with them. Come around for the second half. It is the last half of football for the Leander Lions in the 2018-2019 season. I'm sure the locker room is going to be just a blast here at halftime. But stick around, come back for the second half. Leander Lion Football and SHN Sports. We will have it for you.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions! The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. Halftime is just about over here. Vandegrift will be receiving as we open the third period. First half, all Vipers. They lead 43-0 here, and the Lions have yet to convert a first down and have struggled as well on the defensive side of the ball. And so you hope the Lions went in at halftime and just had a little come-to-Jesus meeting with each other and said, hey, let's go out here and play as hard as we can here in the second half. You got a lot of sophomore players, and you've had them all year on the defensive side of the ball. But at this point, you've played 10 games, and so you really can't call yourself a rookie, so to speak.
No, they've had a lot of game time experience, and you've seen a lot of them step it up throughout this year. So there's good hope for those guys. They've earned a whole year under their belt, and those players that'll be coming back next year or 2 years, there should be some good signs out on the field.
Back deep to receive for the Vipers are going to be Reese Watson and number 28, Bowen Lewis. Bowen Lewis, a sophomore running back, got him a touchdown to close the scoring in the first half, and he's going to get an opportunity here as a kick returner. Eli Gaiman, the Lion kicker, getting ready to put toe to leather and get this second half underway. There's no clock on the scoreboard there, but looks like we're kicking off anyway. And Gaiman's kick goes into the end zone, and that doesn't. There's 12 minutes now. They run a couple of seconds off, but I think when it's a touchback, you don't run the clock unless they've agreed to run the clock. And it looks like that may be the case as the clock continues to wind here. That means we'll probably get out a little bit earlier than we expected and be able to fight all this traffic. It's senior night here for Vandegrift, and we're going to spend a little time in the fourth period talking about the Lion seniors since this is a Lion broadcast. We got a new quarterback in the game. It is number 12. There's a handoff to Lewis, and he's going up the right seam. He's at the 40, 30, 20. They're not going to catch him. Bowen Lewis is too fast.
Flag down on the field at the 28-yard line.
It's way back at the line of scrimmage, so it's likely, unless it's an offsides against the Lions, it is likely going to come back. The quarterback in the game now is number 12, Ryan Back.
While they're taking that penalty, let's get a couple updates on some scores here. Right now, Hutto is up 31-21 over Manor. Cedar Park is up 34-0 over Pflugerville. Hendrickson has come back. They've taken the lead 24-21 over the Dragons of Round Rock. Georgetown 20-7 over Rouse. Cedar Ridge 31, McNeil 7. Lago Vista's trailing Troy 34-0. We also have Liberty Hill 38, Taylor 12.
Okay, back to action. Ryan Back, the quarterback. It's going to be 1st and 20 for the Vipers from the 15. He takes the snap, hands off to the running back, number 5, going left to right. Kavon Spence there to ride him out of bounds. That running back is Bennett. Minimal gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 17. They're going to say he might have gotten about 3 yards on that one. The Vipers running kids in and out, trying to get a lot of playing time for their younger players here in the second half. Looks like the clock is being managed now. We got 11:28, 2nd down. Back drops back. He throws a deep pass down the right sideline. There was an adjustment made by the intended receiver, Reese Watson, but well short of where Watson was on the field, incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down now. 11:22. The incompletion stops the clock, so we won't get out of here early.
No, it looks like they are keeping the clock now. Yeah. I mean, that was a deep pass, but it fell short of both the receiver and the defender. A little bit of contact, but they're not going to throw a flag on that. It wasn't catchable.
Yeah, it looks like he threw it too high into the air and probably should have leveled that pass off a little. 3rd and long. Back takes the snap, hands to Bowen Lewis straight ahead, and he's tackled by Evan Smith with a little assist from Michael Wakama, and it's going to be 4th and 13. And the Lions forced their first punt of the Vipers here to open the second half.
Yeah, good job by the Lions coming out and stopping them on the first drive, and they should get the ball in good field position here, see if they can get a first down or two, or maybe even put a score up on the board.
Back deep to receive that punt for the Lions is going to be Xavier Terry, and he fair catches it at the 49-yard line of Leander, where they'll have their first. Well, it's still not even in Viper territory, but this is by far the best field position for Leander. Most of their drives in the first half started right around the 25, anywhere from the 22 to the 25. And so the Lions come out with their best field position here. They've yet to convert a first down in this ball game. Viper defense playing really well to this point. The Lions in a standard wing formation. They hand off the first man through, Xavier Dotson. He's got a good 11, 12-yard gain over the 40 to the 39. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Leander. They have their first down.
There's a player down on the field. So why don't I
go ahead, Mark.
Go over a couple more scores here. Westlake is up 21-7 over Anderson. And we also have Lake Travis 28, Hayes 7. They're at halftime.
I thought that would be a little bit closer. That Hayes team undefeated until last week, and when they ran up against the buzzsaw of the Westlake Chaparrals. But I thought maybe the only loss Lake Travis has in the year is also to Westlake, and so really Hayes and Westlake battling for second place in that tough 25-6A district, and Hayes loses this one. They're going to end up in that third playoff spot, and then everybody else will be battling for 4th. It'll likely go to Bowie in that slot. It looks like that's going to be number 1, Drew Nelson. It's hard to tell with that front number, but it looks like a 1. So the Lions in a huddle, the 2 receivers from the offense already on the line of scrimmage, the top of the formation. Clock gets wound by the referee, and the Lions break their huddle. Carter, the quarterback, in standard double wing formation. He's under center, barks out the cadence, takes the snap, hands to Dotson. Dotson gets about 3 yards and then is driven back about 7 by the Viper defense. They're going to give him a gain of 2 to the 37-yard line of Vandegrift, where it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, number 21, Jax McCauley, and number 99, Sage Farmer, along with about 2 or 3 other Vipers there on the for the tackle.
Yeah, that lead a big push of Vipers there to try to stop Dotson. Dotson running with a little bit of attitude here. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. Carter under center. They send Loof in motion. Carter takes the snap, flips it out to Sanchez, who's looking to throw. He throws down the left sideline to LaRue, and it's tipped away at the last second by Reese Watson. He basically saved a touchdown. Leander had an opportunity there.
Yeah, that was a great pass and a good play by Leander, but number 2, Reese Watson, last second was able to have pick up another step or 2 and just knock that ball down. It would have been caught, and that would have been a touchdown there for Leander.
Pretty accurate pass for a wide receiver, Ishmael Sanchez there, because he kind of looked like he was going to throw, and then he waited a second, and then he recocked and threw downfield, and it was on target. Just knocked away by Watson. 3rd and 8. Carter takes the snap, and we have a flag down. Pre-snap, that's going to be a false start. So instead of 3rd and 8, we're going to be looking at 3rd and 13. The ball will be moved to the 44-yard line of Vandegrift.
Yeah, Leander has an opportunity
here. There's some
here.
discussion, though, and it looks like one of the referees came in, and it looks like they're going to go against Vandegrift, so it's a 5-yard offsides penalty. So he came into the neutral zone, and the Lions will have a 3rd and about 3.5 yards. The ball's marked right around the 32.5-yard line. Lions need to get to the 29. Lions break the huddle. Carter under center. Double wing formation. 2 receivers at the top of the formation. LaRue left to right. Carter following him. Sends him to block, and Carter picks up the first down and steps out of bounds. Nope. They're going to mark him about a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like he got about a yard behind the chains and went out of bounds. So it'll bring up a 4th and 1 for Leander.
That's either a bad decision on Carter's part or a bad spot by the referee, but the Lions are looking at a 4th and 1, and obviously you go for it here. You're in no-man land anyway. Even if it's a close game, you go for it here, but down big, you want to try to get some points, and so the Lions break the huddle, 4th and 1, ball at the 30.
Yeah, they're pinching 29. In up the middle.
Carter takes the snap, and they hand it to Dotson right up behind right guard. Riley Wells blowing a big hole there, and a 3-yard gain for Dotson and a first down for the Lions as this drive continues. It's the 8th offensive possession for Leander, and the first in which they got first downs, and this is their 3rd, I believe, now. So 9:02 and counting here in the 3rd period. Lions break the huddle. Carter under center. Straight T formation. Carter takes the snap. He's rolling to the left. He pitches to the pitch man, Loof, who lowers his shoulder and runs over a defensive back for a gain of about 3. That's number 35 there, taking the brunt of that lick. Caleb Lewis, the twin brother of Bowen Lewis, who has 2 touchdowns offensively for the Vipers.
Yeah, and J.J. Parker was also there, but Loof, like I said, he's a big guy, strong guy, tall guy, and he lowered his shoulders and lowered his pads and just said, all right, I'm coming.
You know you didn't get low enough if a 6'5" William Loof can get underneath your pads. So 2nd down and 7, ball at the 24-yard line. Carter snaps, and they fakes the Dotson, pitches to LaRue on the edge. He breaks the tackle at the 15 inside to about the 12, where it'll be 1st and 10 Lions, and they're in the red zone for the first time this evening. Great job by Rashad Carter to ride Dotson on that initial dive, and then a good pitch to LaRue.
Yeah, he attacked the outside, and they came in. That's what he's supposed to do, attack the outside. If they come and get you, pitch the ball, and he did a good job.
Yeah, you would have liked to have seen that a little bit earlier for the Lions, but that Viper defense able to slow the line attack up until this point. 1st and 10 for Leander. Carter under center, LaRue in motion. Carter fakes to his right, comes back left, and there's a block. It's going to be a flag. It looks like number 20 for the Lions.
Yeah, they may have a block below the waist out there, which this year they're going to call those. It was a good block, but I think it was an illegal block this year, so they're going to mark it off.
Vincent Garcia, the one that'll get the penalty, and it'll be a spot foul, 10-yard penalty, which will move the line of scrimmage to the 14. It'll still be first down for the Lions. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line, but have the ball now at the 14, 1st and 12. Carter gets the play, breaks the huddle. It's a straight T formation for the Lions. Carter under center, 2 receivers, 1 on either side. Carter takes the snap, pitches to LaRue as he had a lot of pressure from the middle of the line. Number 80 there disrupting the play for the Lions. They were able to get the pitch off, but no gain. Logan Doggett.
Yeah, actually I had a grab of Carter's jersey as soon as he snapped the ball, and he was able to get the ball out to the pitch, but didn't get any positive yards on the play.
In fact, they lost 2. Ball at the 16-yard line now. It's 2nd and 14, and there's going to be a timeout, Leander. We'll take the timeout with them. Stay tuned, see if the Lions can get on the board. We'll be right back. SHN Sports.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout-out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig Sparkling Water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Monroe. It's 2nd down and 14. The Lions out of the timeout come to the line of scrimmage. Double wing formation. Carter under center. Loof in motion. Carter takes a snap, moving left to right, throws down the seam. Intercepted, one-handed snag by number 2. And that was a decent pass. That's Watson with the interception. He had Sanchez in the end zone right around the goal line, and if that pass is about 6 inches higher, that's a touchdown. But Watson able to do an Odell Beckham Jr.-esque one-handed grab for the interception and returns it to the, looks like the 23-yard line, where Vandegrift will start their 8th possession of the game.
Yeah, that was an impressive interception right there.
Yeah, and that was the big opportunity for the Lions to break the shutout here. Vipers quickly with a handoff to Lewis, and he's wrapped up by Wakama. Or make that Dyron Dixon, number 58, on the tackle. 2nd and 10 now, no gain or loss on that play. Back the quarterback, shotgun formation, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and flips it in the flat to number 13. And I believe 13 is Merrifield. Mongalzi, it's one of those guys that have been shredding us.
Yes, he slipped a couple tackles, and Xavier Terry, number 3, came up to make the tackle out of bounds. That'll give him a first down.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 35. Back, shotgun formation, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, takes a shot from Dimitri Drayton as he releases, and the pass is incomplete in the flat. That'll stop the clock with 6:17 in the 3rd period. It's 2nd down and 10. Vipers not huddling, all looking to the sideline for the play call. Back has a running back in the backfield as Reese Watson, the guy who got the interception here to stop the Lions' opportunity to score. Back, takes the snap, drops straight back, flips it down the left sideline as a receiver, but the pass was way inside near the numbers, about 3 or 4 yards this side of the numbers. The receiver along the sidelines, there's no way he could catch that. It's 3rd down and 10 now.
Yeah, that was attempted to be from Merrifield, and A.J. Nelson on the coverage. It must have been a mix-up on the route because, the receiver went out and the ball went in.
Yeah, there's definitely some miscommunication going on there. Now the running back, Bowen Lewis, into the game for the Vipers. You want to keep an eye on him. He showed quite a bit of quickness in his opportunities here this evening. So 3rd and 10, Back and Lewis in a shotgun. Back takes the snap, drops straight back, flips it to the right as a receiver, and that was number 2, Watson, who made the fantastic one-handed grab. Can't get that one that hit him in the hands, though. The hard ones sometimes are easier to catch.
That was a pretty pass. Hit him right where you wanted it to go, and wasn't able to hold on. So Leander bringing up another punt here for the Vipers.
That one actually could have been going for a long way, if not a score as well. So the Lions catch a break there. Looked like there might have been a change in formation. Terry ran up, and now he's dropping back to receive the punt. Fields it at the 27 or 37, carries up over the 40 to the 43, where he's stopped by number 24 of the Vipers, Ryan Arnold. And so the Lions will have it at their own 42, second best field position of the evening. They got it at their own 49 last series, drove all the way down inside the 15-yard line before that drive was killed by the Watson interception. So the Lions come off the sideline to the line of scrimmage. They're in a standard double wing formation. Loof comes in motion. Carter drops back. They moves to the right side, pitches to LaRue, who carries it up over the 45, and they're going to mark him right there. So a gain of about 3 yards on the play is going to make it 2nd and 7. The Lions go into a huddle. Coaching staff out near the numbers give the play to the offense. Lions just kind of leisurely walk up to the line of scrimmage here, 2nd and 7, 5:52 and counting in the third period. Carter takes the snap, pitches to the fullback, Dotson. That looked like it might have even been a busted play there. Dotson able to get maybe negative 1 yard gain on that as the Viper defensive line was in the backfield waiting on him to take the pitch. So it's now 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that had to have been a busted play. You don't really pitch behind you a yard or two to the
yeah, they were really close to one another,
Yeah.
and Dotson, he either missed the dive on that play or he was supposed to be much wider. 3rd and 11, Carter under center. LaRue in motion, left or right. Carter fakes, drops back, hits a receiver in the wheel route, and that is LaRue. It is a first down Leander in Viper territory.
That was Loof.
Loof, rather, at the 46-yard line, so it wasn't a wheel route. Loof, the receiver on that side, just went along the sideline and camped in the open area and made the reception for the first down. Lions in a huddle, 1st and 10. They break the huddle. Double wing formation, Carter under center, receiver on either side of the formation. LaRue in motion, left to right. Carter starts to the right, comes back left, and nothing there.
Yeah, stood up right. Probably lost a couple yards, and he did by number 52, Jordan Cochran, defensive lineman.
Sage Farmer also back there camping in the line backfield. Loss of about 3, loss of 3 to the Viper 49. It's going to be 2nd down and 13 from there. The Lions in their huddle. Carter breaks the huddle. He gets under center. It's double wing. Tight receivers on either side of the formation. Carter takes the snap. They hand to the first guy through, and I think that's going to be Wells, and it's a fumble. And the Vipers have the ball.
Yeah, Ryan Arnold picked up the fumble and got a couple yards, and he was tackled, so they'll take over about their own 44-yard line.
And we saw Wells come in and get some carries against the McNeil Mavericks a couple of weeks ago. He ended up getting injured in that game and missed a game, and this is his first game back. Had an opportunity here to carry the ball, unable to hang on to it, and it's a turnover. And the Vipers have the ball on their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10, back. Takes the snap and hands to Bowen Lewis straight ahead, and almost coughed up the ball there, but he's able to get the handle back, and he picks up about 8 yards. Ray Egglesey on the stop for the Lions. So it's 2nd and 2 for the Vipers. New running back in is number 12. No, wait. 12 is the quarterback. Ryan back. The new running back is number 5, Bennett, to replace Lewis. 2 receivers at the top of the formation, 1 here on the bottom. Shotgun. Back, barks out the cadence, takes the snap, drops straight back, throws it down the right sideline. There's a flag down. And pass is caught by Watson, and that flag is likely going to be a hold against the Lions, and so that touchdown should count. We'll see here what the call is on the penalty flag. The defender was Ishmael Sanchez, number 17, for Leander.
Yeah, we'll be holding against the Lions. They'll decline that, but that was a really, really high pass, by Beck. It was like a level 3 pass, almost a pop fly, and number 2, Reese Watson, did a good job adjusting, caught the ball, and got past the defender with the flag and was able to catch it and get going for the touchdown.
They're going to have to work on Back's delivery because those passes are too tall. 3:11 remaining here in the third quarter. Point after touchdown attempt coming up from Barney. There's the snap hold, and the kick is up and good. And the Vipers still out big on the lines. We'll take a break. You're listening to Leander Football on SHN Sports.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
Welcome back to Monroe, where the Lions are ready to receive the kick from Barney. This will be their 10th possession. The Lions have had several punts and a couple of turnovers, actually 3 to end drives tonight. No points. Barney's kick is going to be fielded or let roll out of bounds by Xavier Terry wisely, and the Lions will either make them re-kick it or take the ball on the 30. We'll see what the coaching staff decides is appropriate here. I'd take the ball on the 30 here, although you do have some pretty good kick returners.
Yeah.
You want to work on your offense. And like I said, if I'm developing the team and the offense going forward, I'm probably looking at some of the younger players here offensively to try to get them some serious playing time in a varsity-type situation.
So a couple other scores. Hutto is now up 38-21 over Manor. Cedar Park 41-0 over Pflugerville. Tight game, Hendrickson 35, Round Rock Dragons 28, Georgetown 34-7 over Rouse.
So the Lions come out from the sidelines into formation. Carter is the quarterback. Double wing formation, have double receivers to the top of the formation. LaRue in motion that direction. Carter bootlegs behind him, carries the ball for a gain of about 4 to the 34-yard line, where it'll be second down for Leander.
Glenn is up 14-7 over Brenham, and Westlake is up 28-7 over Anderson.
Glenn may win that district. Was that 15-5A Division II or 13-5A Division II? I'm not sure.
Not sure. And Lake Travis is up 28-7 over Hayes.
So 2nd and 7, Carter under center takes a snap, hands off to the first man through, Dotson, who picks his way over the 40 to the 43-yard line, where it'll be first down Leander. And that'll be, I believe, their 6th first down of the evening, all here in the second half. The Lions huddling kind of near the sideline to get the play from the coaching staff. Carter gets the signal, comes out to the huddle, makes the play call. Lions break the huddle here with 2:15 and counting in the third period. Double wing formation, 2 receivers tight. LaRue in motion. Carter takes a snap, fakes the handoff to the fullback, follows him through, picks up about 3 yards to the 47. Make it about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6. The ball there at the 47-yard line, under 2 minutes here in the third period. Lions, again, taking their time in the huddle. 2 receivers come to the near side of the formation. Is a double wing. Those 2 receivers are fairly tight. Carter under center sends LaRue in motion away from the receivers. And they hand off to the first man through, Dotson, but there's a penalty flag before the ball is snapped, and it's a false start against the Lions. And so they'll back up 5. It'll be 2nd and 11. The ball's going to be marked at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, got about 1:30 left here in the third quarter. And I know we'll be talking about this most of the fourth quarter, but we just want to give it to the seniors. This is a lot of their a lot of the seniors, this may be their last game ever in football pads.
That's true. It is true for most of them.
And they've been doing this a long time, since Pee Wee. Maybe some of them started later, but, we want to, talk about all the parents, and we'll do that shortly.
Carter takes the snap. He's moving right to left, and he's wrapped up. Pitch man not there. Number 40 there in the backfield for Vandegrift, and that is Zach Gilchrist, young linebacker getting some playing time for the Vipers. It's third down now for Leander, and they need about 18 yards to convert. They need to get all the way to the Viper 47. They have the ball on their own 36. You see some interaction between the two dance teams of the schools. Carter gets the call from the sideline, trots into the huddle. We're going to have enough really for one play here in this third period. The pace the lines are moving. Carter under center, sends LaRue in motion, takes the snap, rolls that direction. He throws off his back foot out of bounds where no one can catch it. That was intentionally just to get rid of the ball as he was being pressured. It's going to bring up fourth down. That'll stop the clock with 21 seconds. And so the Lions will punt here in the third period to finish their 10th drive.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. Didn't even have an opportunity to set his feet to really throw the ball. He just had to get rid of it, threw it out of bounds rather than take a sack.
And so the Lions huddle there on their punt formation. Gaiman drops back. Fourth and very long. There's the snap. Gaiman with a rugby-style run to the left, and he decides to get rid of it. And it's a high punt. Takes a line roll to the 20, where it's down by Ray Egglesey, the sophomore. And Vipers will have the ball from there on their own 20. 16 seconds remaining here in the third period. We'll take a break at the period, the completion of the third period. Vipers get their play from the sideline, come out onto the field in formation. Ryan Back, the quarterback, has Bennett in the backfield with him. Two receivers to the right of the formation, one to the top. Back takes the snap, hands to Bennett straight ahead. He's wrapped up for no gain by Kavon Spence. Or check that. That was Spence. And so that'll be the end of the third period. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for the fourth period. Vipers up big. Stay tuned, SHN Sports.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Monroe. Vipers have the ball here, up big. Second down and 10 on their own 20. They come from the sideline into formation, and it's going to be a shotgun formation. Lewis, the running back, with the quarterback, Ryan Back. He takes the snap, hands to Lewis. Lewis going right to left, cuts up out of around the 20 and gets up over the 25 to the 28 before he's dragged down by a Lion defender. It looks like that's going to be Xavier Terry on the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Ball at the Viper 29-yard line. Vipers in formation. It's Lewis, the running back, along with Ryan Back, the quarterback. Formation has two receivers to the bottom here on the Viper sideline, one at the top. Vipers eating up as much play clock as they can as they decide what play to call from the sideline. And it does look like the Vandegrift band. There's about 7 or 8 buses pulling in, so they're back from San Antonio and the Bands of America. Back with a keeper, kept it in Bowen's hand for a while, and then he pulled it and was able to pick up 2 yards for the first down.
Nice tackle by Egglesey coming up and keeping him to the inside, then broke in and made the tackle. Had enough for a first down, but good job.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Viper 31 for Vandegrift. Ryan Back still in at quarterback, Bowen Lewis at running back.
Yeah, they're
still waiting to get the signal.
Trying to burn clock a little bit here. Clock down to 10:30.
Shotgun formation. Again, Lewis, the running back, with the quarterback back. He takes the snap. They hand to the jet sweep receiver. That's number 23. And he's in the open at midfield, and he's tripped up by Kavon Spence. Or check that, Terry. And he gets the ball all the way up to the line, 41-yard line. That is Carson Sort, junior wide receiver.
Looked like they had Xavier Dotson out there also on defense. Came up and made the last hit as he was going out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the Lion 41 for the Vipers. Lewis remains the running back. And they get some substitutions on their offensive line. About 23 seconds on the play clock here. And they're taking their time. They're going to eat as much time as they can each play. We got about 10 seconds left on the play clock here, 9:45 remaining in the game. Shotgun formation for Back. Takes the snap, hands to Lewis straight ahead. He breaks some tackles, continues upfield. Evan Smith getting the tackle after first down was gained by Lewis. We're going to start mentioning some of the seniors tonight. We'll start off with A.J. Nelson, number 2. A.J. Played cornerback for the Lions this season. He was escorted on senior night by his parents, Anthony and Rosemary Nelson. The story that I recall about A.J. is that he was a B-team player his freshman and sophomore years, and by the time he's a senior, he continued to work, and he's starting on the varsity. 1st and 10 for the Vipers here. Back takes the snap, hands to number 23, Sort, and he's going to get about 6 yards before he's ridden out of bounds. Next on the senior list is senior quarterback Rashad Carter. He was escorted on senior night by his father, Rod, and mother, Raquel. I've known the Carters for a long time. Real good friends with Rod. Rashad, a good, talented athlete, is looking at potentially playing a little college football. Being talked to by a couple of D3 schools in Oklahoma and Texas, and potentially some D1s. I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to jinx anything. You bring that kind of speed, though, you get an opportunity.
Definitely.
At least as an athlete. 2nd down and 4 now for the Vipers. Back takes the snap and hands to Lewis straight ahead. He's tripped up by Kavon Spence. And also there, Dotson, 1st down for the Vipers. Next on our list of seniors is number 6, Titus Dawkins. His parents, Richard and Namaste Moore. Titus, a legacy player, had an older brother, Michael Dawkins, who played for the Lions and runs track at UTSA. Dawkins has similar speed, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see him potentially get some kind of track scholarship going forward. At the very least, he's good academically. So we got a 1st and 10 for the Vipers here. They have the ball on the line, 20. Back takes the snap, hands to Bowen Lewis straight ahead, and he gets driven down eventually by Dyron Dixon, but not until after he gains 10 yards for a 1st down. And Vipers going a little bit of tempo here. We'll go on ahead and talk about the next senior on the list, Henry Birmingham. Henry was escorted by his parents, Henry and Amanda Birmingham, and his brother Connor. Henry is also a wrestler. Henry played defensive line last year Did pretty well but for an undersized defensive lineman. Ended up at linebacker this year. Battled some injuries, but had a decent senior year. First and goal for the Vipers. Back takes the snap and hands the Spore. The jet sweep, and he carries it in for the score. And we'll continue on the list while they convert the point after here. Next on the list, number 11, David Cruz. He was escorted on senior night by his parents, Raul and Teresa Cruz. David played quite a bit of fullback for the Lions this season, and I think he ended up with a little over 400 yards on the year. Pretty good year for David.
Yeah, durable back there in the backfield.
Next on the list, number 17, Ishmael Sanchez. He was escorted on senior night by his father, Enrique Sanchez Sr., and mother, Jessica Navarro. Ishmael is one of those seniors that had to adjust. He had been in a spread offense as a receiver his whole football career, and just here in his senior year, he ends up in a running veer offense, which doesn't really feature the receivers much. Still had a pretty decent year. Spent a lot of time blocking for those running backs, and he got some opportunities on defense. Had an interception, which prevented a touchdown a couple of weeks ago. Pretty good senior year for Ishmael. Next on the list, number 20, Vincent Garcia. He was escorted by his parents, Jose and Maria Garcia, and brother Joel. A senior, playing a little bit of defense at linebacker. 32, Kavon Spence, made a lot of tackles this year. Kavon did. His parents, Antoine and Spence and Keisha Carter, escorted him on senior night. Kicking off now for the Vipers is Tim Barney. Back deep to receive for the Lions is Terry and LaRue. LaRue, speaking of LaRue, he's next on the list. Senior Addison LaRue is parents Joe and Carly LaRue and sister Ava escorted him on senior night. Addison been explosive for the Lions at times during his career, not only this year but last year as well. Egglesey fields the ball at the 32 and breaks up over the 40 to the 44, where the Lions will start their next drive. And then next on the list of seniors is Michael Potter. Potter, a legacy kind of. His cousin, Jacob Potter, was on the Lion varsity for a couple of years recently. Michael battled injuries all season. Good kid, a leader for the Lions despite all the injuries. And I know from personal experience that he's taken my sophomore son under his wing and to coach him. Carter under center here, 1st and 10 for the Lions. He takes the snap and hands to the fullback straight ahead. Nope. Fake to the fullback and pitch to LaRue. Good fake, and LaRue gets it into or right near midfield. Next on the list, number 48, Ben Hoff. Parents, Randy and Lori Hoff and sister Isabel escorted Ben on senior night. This great family. We've known them. Both of us have known them for years.
A long time, and used to be neighbors right across the street from each other.
And they've always been very active in line sports and other activities. Isabel participating in dance. 2nd down and 3. Carter takes the snap and hands to Cruz straight ahead, and he picks up the 1st down right at the 46.
And Randy Hoff always, beneficial to the kids, one of our sponsors, and, always active in the community.
Yep, Lexus of Austin there, one of the sponsors. And so next on the list, 51, Diego Costa. His parents are Ricardo Costa and Nancy Owens, and his brother Ricky Costa all escorted him. Diego, another one of those kids that just a super leader for the Lions this season in the weight room, et cetera. It's 3rd and 1 for Leander. Carter under center. He takes the snap and goes straight ahead to pick up the 1st down right at the 45. Good season for Diego. He's also wanting to play a little college ball, and the recruiting process for him is still ongoing. Next on the list, Mr. Versatility, either wears a 55 or a 33, senior Riley Wells. His parents, Evan and Michaela, sisters Brooke and Addison, and his brother Hayden all escorted him. 1st and 10 for the Lions. We'll continue on Wells here in a second. There's a false start against the Lions. And so Riley, one of those kids that, despite what a lot of kids would consider a negative position change. It went from a tight end fullback in the old offense to an offensive guard in the current offense. He did not complain one lick. In fact, became a leader on the offensive line, and did get some opportunities to carry the ball, as we mentioned a little earlier, in the McNeil Maverick game before he suffered an injury. We'll get the next few seniors here in a moment. Carter under center, straight T formation for the Lions. They hand off to LaRue, going left to right. He picks up about 3 yards, so it's going to be second and about 12 after the penalty and the gain there from LaRue. Next on the list, Eric Locust, a senior center. Parents Robert and Pamela Locust escorted Eric, and Eric's one of those fixtures on the offensive line for the last couple of years. Good kid, smart kid, the kind of quiet leadership you kind of need on your offensive line. Second and 13 for the Lions. Carter takes the snap, fakes, drops straight back. It looks like we have a free play. Complete to Sanchez at the 23, 15, 10, 5. He's in for the score as long as that flag is offsides, which it probably is because of the fact that they'll stop the play if it's a false start, and they're going to discuss it. Let's see if the Lions are on the board here. It is going to be declined. It's offsides, and it will be a touchdown, Leander. The shutout is broken.
Nice play there, good play call, and they threw it deep. We were talking earlier that they were being really aggressive with the linebackers and safeties on the run. That'll open up the deep middle, and that's where they hit them.
Senior to senior on the road senior night. So as they work on the point after touchdown here, we'll continue down the list. Number 73, Kevin Higgins. He was escorted by his aunt Sharon. And Higgins played a lot on the offensive line this season for the Lions in a support role. And the last couple of weeks has gotten to spend even more time on the field as Wells spent some time at fullback and also injured. And so we'll round out the seniors, and this is the last one, small senior class for the Lions this season. And it's Brian Puckett, and he was escorted by his parents, Harold and Isbeth Puckett, and his little brother, who's also on the varsity, was hurt, and so he escorted him as well. And we'll see Brandon for a few more years as he's a sophomore, but Brian, senior offensive lineman, real stalwart and fixture on the team here. And we'll even mention the trainers.
Yeah, I think we need to. I mean, they do a great job out there. They're with these players all year long, and they do a great job. You want to do
the trainers there here
sure.
as we go forward?
Sure. First trainer is Cameron Detton, mother Leslie Grantham, and grandmother Kim Wage, or Waggy, I'm sorry. Sydney Bradford, Andy and Mai Land Bradford, and also Madison Hunt, Father Mark Hunt, and Mother Tanya Hunt.
You know, the trainers, that's one way to find yourself college funding. I actually have a friend went to high school with. He was a trainer at our high school, and the trainer there helped him get a gig with Arkansas. He even got a national championship ring on the Nolan Richardson national championship team, and I believe it was 92.
Wow.
And then now is the head trainer at Richardson, Pierce.
Oh, wow. That's right up the road from where I grew up. That was my rival high school when I went to Richardson High School. And
yeah.
My wife went to Richardson Pierce.
Well, Richardson High School has a Leander Line former coach as their head coach, Coach Pells.
One more group, that we obviously, want to talk about is, the cheer group. If you want to mention those, we'll go through those.
You might be more familiar with the families than I would because your daughter was in cheer last year.
She was last year, and she's moved on to college. And, we had a great time with the cheer group. And, we want to thank them. They put in a lot of time as well. The seniors, Mariah Carabardi, Diane, Mom, and Zach Vanteska, the stepdad, sister Alyssa, Sean, her dad, and Heather Carabardi, the stepmom, and siblings Brandon and Riley.
She had a whole posse.
Yeah, had a large group. Bella Cash, Matt and Tina Cash with Jake, Vince, and Nina. Blaze Esposito, Joe and Ellen Esposito. Emily Toot with David and Beth Toot. And Lennox Yoakum with Julie and Ty Yoakum with brother Robert. So we want to thank them for all the years that they put in here at Leander as well.
And so the Lions, after their first score of the evening, 4:17 left in the game, come out to kick off. Eli Gaiman to kick for Leander. It's a deep kick. It's going to be fielded right around the 12-yard line, up to the 20, 25, 30, breaks out to the 40, 45, and is tripped up and out of bounds, and that's Lewis with another good play. And you can see the offensive weapons for the future of Vandegrift football in the form of the Lewis twins and Ryan Back, the quarterback. And so the Vipers have an opportunity here to answer the Lions' score here. Their 11th possession. They start in Leander territory for really the first time since the first half. The Lions suffered a bad field position issues in the first half that really made it a little too easy for the Vipers. They come out shotgun formation for Back. He takes the snap, and they hand off straight ahead, and there's a penalty flag or a timeout. I'm not sure.
Looks like they may have resetting the clock, I think, for some reason. Well, now they're going over to the sideline.
Yeah, I think the Lions called timeout, and it was their last one. So that was Flores on the carry. Maybe no, they have one more left. We'll take a quick break. Leander Lions football on SHN Sports.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout-out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor.
Welcome back to Monroe. The Vipers come out of the timeout into formation, Back shotgun formation, takes the snap, hands off to number 26 of the Vipers, and he gets tackled pretty quickly by a Lion linebacker. 26 is Carlos Flores. Looked like that linebacker was Kavon Spence, number 32, gain of 2 on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd and 8, ball at the Lion 41.
We also want to thank another group, the Bluebells. You know, we see them out here all the time. They do a great job, and they're out there working just as hard as everybody else, if not more so.
Yeah, we don't have a list of their seniors, but it's pretty extensive. Band as well. They're in San Antonio, as we mentioned, at Bands of America. We just saw the Vandegrift Viper band pull up, so the Lions may be back at campus. We're not sure. 2nd and 8. So not sure how they did, but look for the tweets tomorrow. Flores on the carry straight ahead, tackled by Evan Smith. After a gain of about 3, make it 2. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now. The ball at the Lion 39.
Yeah, we're now within 3 minutes, and some of these players are getting their last licks out there. I mean, all of these years where we coach and have kids out there playing football, and all the parents driving, and grandparents and cousins and uncles and aunts and stepmoms and stepdads, and everyone taking the kids out to pee-wee football and then middle school football and high school football, and this may be it for a lot of them.
And I just always draw my own experience. You don't realize it. In fact, my senior year, I was like, okay, I'm done. It's not a big deal. And then within about 2 years, I was just really missing football. Jet sweep for the Vipers, number 84, and he gets cut down right around the 40 by A.J. Nelson. Number 84 for Vandegrift is Addison Hurwitz. No gain on the play. He's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, you don't realize unless you're really involved with, being a coach, as the coaches are here. They put in a lot of time. The cheerleaders, the band, Bluebells, players, parents. Takes a lot of time, but a lot of great memories as well.
Well, in doing the PA, you're surprised at the amount of coordination it requires just to get all of those groups in the right spots for the right moments as each game goes through. And and it is. It's a lot of it's the parents, the volunteers, and a lot of them aren't even parents. They just have an affiliation with Leander in one way or another. In fact, we've got on our current crew, I'm the only one that has a kid on the team. Mark, you've got a line basketball and baseball player, a future line football player potentially, throwing touchdown passes on Tuesday this week.
Yep.
And Rich, of course, son was the leading tackler in our district for 3 years, but is over in Oregon now. Mickey's son was in band and played lacrosse and spent a little time on the football field as well and when he was younger. And so no kid on the team, but you're still here every week, and that's very commendable. We want to thank you for that.
No, it's great being out here and watching the boys. I mean, I know I coached a lot of these, as you did too, growing up, seeing them play football. It's exciting. I mean, we did our little part to get them where they are now, and it's exciting to see them out on the field.
Just hate to see it end for some of them. Major Maiden there, one of the sophomores, getting some time and a tackle, and we're going to have a timeout. Or no, that's going to be the game as the teams line up. And Lions lose. That's the end of the season. Hopefully we'll be broadcasting next year for Leander. We'll see. That's 10 months from now. We look forward to basketballs coming up. Some of these guys are going to be in wrestling. A few of them are going to move to basketball. Some are going to move into the baseball class and get ready for the baseball season. And, of course, you'll have track and soccer peppered in there for some of these kids as well. Thank you for listening to the Leander Lions this season here on SHN Sports. I want to thank Gary Guiterrez, who isn't here tonight. I want to thank you, Mark, you, Rich, and, of course, Mickey. And if I'm forgetting anyone who helped out, I apologize. Thank you, Booster Club. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, parents.
Thank you, SHN Sports.
And, Rob and Carl and everybody down at SHN. The season's over for the Lions. But stay tuned to SHN Sports as there will be playoff football going forward, and basketball will start soon. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.